We got my little cousin Abdenor Jr. How you doing, man? Welcome back to the platform. How's everything going?
Everything's good. How
Yeah.
about you?
Oh man, it's good, man. I'm glad I got some rest a couple hours ago. I was with the kids all day.
Oh yeah, I know how that can. Well, I don't know how that can be, but I can still
Oh
empathize
yeah,
with.
yeah, yeah, man. I wanted to talk about shotguns because I mean, before I actually buy my actual first one, I need to go out to the range just to see if I can rent out a couple, just kind of get a good feel for them. And I actually shot a shotgun for the first time about like a month and a half ago. I believe it was a Black Aces Tactical Bullpup 12 gauge, and it was nice, man. It was nice.
Never
So
shot a bullpup before. Bullpup shotgun.
you said what?
I've never shot one of like a bullpup style shotgun before.
Oh, really? Okay. So you just got experience with like just regular traditional like pump action.
Yeah, I just have experience with pumps. It's funny because like my dream shotgun is the Benelli M4.
I think the military uses those now, right?
Yeah, that's the like Marine standard issue
Right.
shotgun.
Yeah.
They call it the M1014, I believe.
Mhm.
That's the whole reason I wanted. A lot of my guns are based off of like what the military uses, because it's like to me, if it's trusted in the field, you know,
And
I
heat of
think
battle, of course.
yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be trusted in my home for sure.
Okay. Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. Now, like, how many do you have now?
Guns?
Shotguns.
Oh, none. I sold only one I had. I sold it.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. And like, do you have a like experience where like different types of um like types of shells like buckshot or slugs or whatever? Like, is there like a preference that you got?
Yeah, I've shot slugs and buckshot. Um, I kind of prefer buckshot because I mean, with a slug, if you miss, it's just a really big bullet. But that buckshot can spread out a little bit more, depending on like what type of choke you have.
Okay, so at least for home defense, it's better to have a buckshot.
I wouldn't say it's better. I just say it's just based off of your preference. It
Hmm.
is a shotgun, so it's like it's kind of hard not to hit your target. But you never know if you were in a home defense situation. I mean, you got law enforcement, military that do this stuff for a living, and they miss all the time. So
Hmm.
that's why I want me in particular. I want a semi automatic shotgun like the Benelli M4 because it's like I don't have to worry about pumping. I know it's loaded. I can just keep pulling the trigger. So
Now, how many does that take as far as the max capacity?
well, the Marine version is like 8+1. The civilian version is 6+1, which I mean 6+1. That's still 7 shots. That's a lot of shots. So
Yeah,
for a
yeah,
shotgun, it is.
right.
It's
Okay.
about standard, but semi-automatic, you can go real fast with that. So that's a kind of a con, pro and a con
Hmm.
having that type of gun.
Yeah, the one that I shot, the only time I shot a shotgun, was like a magazine fed. I think it was probably like maybe 6+1, I believe. Um, I kind of favor like the magazine fed ones though.
Yeah,
I kind of like those better. Well, I
I
think I
don't
would
know.
like those better.
I don't know. I got some friends that got what do they call AR-12s?
Hmm.
The AR that's like a shotgun.
You know, I've seen a few of those. I've seen a few of
Yeah,
those. Yeah.
yeah. My friend has like a magazine fed. They say it's nice. Some of them you can get drum magazines. Like one of my other friends, he has like a Vepr 12. I think there was like a semi-auto shotgun that got banned in Russia or something like that, or
Hmm.
Ukraine.
Yeah.
I'm not sure because I'm not really familiar with it, but he talked about the drum, and I'm like, okay, I know drums jam. I wouldn't ever trust my life to a drum magazine, but I mean, I know people are gonna argue with me about that, but it's like you could do you, but I'm definitely not doing that for me for sure.
Yeah.
Magazines, I feel like magazines could be reliable, but it is a shotgun we're talking about. So, you know, I'm not entirely sure about the magazines. I
Okay.
just prefer to have that tube. I know that tube is gonna be real reliable.
Yeah. The only negative thing that I may have with the shotgun that I did shoot, because I'm a lefty, so my cheek is pretty much, well, you really don't need your cheek on the actual gun. It's not like it's like a regular AR, but I still was kind of like somewhat, my cheek was kind of close to the stock, and you got that high heat of that that damn shell extracting on the right
Mm-hmm.
hand side of the gun. But I was also looking
It's
at
like hitting you right
the
in the nose or something like that, right?
you said what?
That shell smacking you right in the face.
No, it didn't hit me, but I'm always thinking of that in the back of my head. So,
Okay.
but just to kind of like get past that, I think I may lean towards a Smith and Wesson M&P 12. Have you seen those?
The bullpup one that they just came out with.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
yeah,
they made it to compete directly with Caltech's bullpup shotgun.
yeah. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I need to get my hands on that just to kind of see if I would fall in love with it because I think it's I want to say it takes maybe 12 or 14, something like that.
Um, if
If
you're
it,
talking about the KSG, I think it is a high capacity because it's two tubes.
mm-hmm.
Um, I think the
Yep.
KS. I was leaning towards the KS7, which is a lighter version of it, but it only has one tube, so it's like 6+1, 7+1, something like that. But the thing is, I heard that those Caltech bullpups, and this is what I heard. I heard they're not reliable, and then they kick really, really hard.
Mm-hmm.
So I've never shot one. I wanted to shoot one, and to be honest, I just wanted that KS7. Have you seen the KS7 before?
Actually, let's look it up.
Yeah, I want that KS7. Once you look it up and look at it, you'll see why I want it. I want it just because of that handle. Because it
KS7.
looks like a futuristic, cool shotgun.
Like Caltech KS7.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go to KeltechWeapons.com. But what I do see right here, though, you got the KS7, and but that's a single, and the dual is the KSG.
Yeah,
Okay, I got you.
but do you see the handle on the KS7?
All right, let me. Okay.
Yeah, so the handle doubles as a sight, an iron sight. So I just
Oh.
think it's cool. That's why I like it.
Oh, okay. The handle on top of it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I've never seen a shotgun with a handle like that. It looks like that's like something you could just easily pick up.
I mean, it's kind of similar to what the M16s had. I mean, those had a handle on top, and you had just like the regular standard iron sight. But this seems pretty
That's
cool.
probably why I like it.
Yeah, it's MSRP. I want to say it says what, like 580, and
Yeah,
the
but you can find
KSG.
that for like 400 somewhere. Like, you get online for like 400.
Right. Okay. And the KSG is it ranges from 900 to 1225. I would like to just fire it at the range to kind of see what it's all about. But for right now, my heart is kind of set on a Smith and Wesson. I mean, I'm just a huge fan of Smith and Wessons because I got two pistols from them. So
Mm.
just to kind of, and plus I want to also get the Smith and Wesson. Um, Actually, let me look it up. The M&P 15 pistol, which kind of looks like an abbreviated version of an AR.
Oh, you're talking about the one with the 7.5-inch barrel?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, that pistol grip that they have on it is so nice. It's I think I want to say it's an M&P shield handle that they put on the actual AR
Right.
pistol.
It's a standard right grip as
Yeah,
if it was
so
a regular pistol. Yeah. So I mean, I think that's definitely a positive on there. I mean, you can kind of have like a better handle on it. So now I can imagine you being in the South. There's all types of like ranges, just like within like a short distance
not
of
in
each other.
Memphis.
Really?
I mean,
All
we
right.
have indoor ranges, but what we desperately need is outdoor ranges. I've been
Okay.
wanting to shoot steel. I've never shot steel before. I've never shot outside before. It's always been inside, and it's really annoying. I don't even go to the range like that anymore.
You know what? Yes, it is a like a difference in as far as the way like the gun sounds in like indoors versus outdoors.
Hmm.
Because I'm not sure if you watch Coleon the Wars YouTube channel, because all of his
Oh, I watch
videos.
him all the
Oh, you do?
time.
Yeah.
I got my notifications for him turned on.
Oh yeah, that's what's up, man. Because like every time he does like a review or like a shotgun or AR or a pistol, he goes to the same outdoor range, and you just hear that
Hmm.
bing bing bing.
Sounds
So
beautiful.
yeah, of course.
Even though I've never done it before, it just sounds beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, my only experience in outdoor ranges was the military, and the way that the military kind of like had us mandated to like qualify, like the whole process kind of sucked because we had to get up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, get on a bus, and then drive 40 miles to like the range, which like at a separate military base. We had to go, be there all day, and then we hop right back on a bus and then come back to our other base. But it was just silly to me, but they should just kind of like how people go there um, by like appointment. They could just kind of like get there on their own dime.
Hmm.
But the only issue is, I guess they don't want people traveling with their service weapons like in their POVs and just like leaving our base all willy nilly. So I mean, I can understand that aspect, but to me, I'd rather just go to the range like on a weekend or something, do my qualification, then come back on base and have my weapon locked up at the armory. I mean, to me, I think that's the most efficient way. But as far as just like how they do it now, you got to get up so early, you tired and shit, and you got to get on a bus with like 60 other people, go to the
Yeah,
range, and I mean, it's just a long, drawn out day. So that's just my whole take on it. Are you currently at your Airbnb?
yeah.
Okay, so are you staying there full time, or you just there just doing laundry?
Laundry.
Oh, that's it. Oh, okay. So how's business going for it?
This recession is hurting for
Oh,
sure.
yeah, so people ain't traveling as much and trying to spend
Yeah,
a lot of money on that, just like leisure, like look getaway weekend vacations to Memphis.
yeah. That ain't happening. It was booming the like first month, but now gas was like what, five something,
Hmm.
$5 a gallon, even in the South. So,
Honestly, I know nothing about gas prices. I know nothing about it.
oh yeah, you got an electric car, right?
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
don't.
you electric
I
people love saying it just like that.
yeah,
All of
yeah. Like
you got an electric SUV, right?
no, it's more like a little mini crossover. I got the Chevy
Okay.
Bolt EUV.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like the same size as a Prius, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
But I'm assuming it's a little bit more utility
yeah,
than a
yeah.
Prius.
It's a EUV, which is stands for electric utility vehicle. So, but to me,
Yeah.
it's just it's just a slightly bigger than like a sedan, per se. But the cargo space sucks because with hauling two kids and with all the stuff that we gotta haul just to kind of like go to the park or go anywhere. I mean, we gotta bring so much stuff of theirs, and the cargo space is just very limited. But next year they're coming out with the Chevy Blazer electric vehicle.
I saw that.
I would love to get that if I could. So I'll have to figure out like the way in which I can just kind of trade this in. Then I might just have to take out like another loan just to even cover to get the Blazer. But man, because I would love to get my hands on that vehicle.
Why don't you just get the Hummer? Is it? I think it costs like it might cost too much money, like 90,000, 80,000.
Oh no, I ain't trying to spend that much money on that Hummer.
Yeah, I would like it because it has that crab walk feature
Yeah, I saw
with
that
the
from the
dry
Super Bowl
tire.
commercial.
Yeah, that's amazing right there.
Now, was that electric that Brown was in?
I'm not sure. I didn't see. I don't really watch TV, so
Yeah, it was LeBron that did a Super Bowl commercial, which he did like the crab walk for the Hummer, but I
oh
wasn't
yeah,
sure if it was
that's the
electric.
only Hummer that has the crab walk is the electric.
Oh, okay, okay, because during the Super Bowl they was pushing these electric vehicles pretty heavy. Because I like this the Silverado because that's a pickup truck, and I'm really not a big fan of pickup trucks like that, but that one looks really nice though.
I'm gonna have to check that one out.
Yeah, I mean, y'all, y'all Southern boys, man, y'all love y'all pickup trucks too. So,
Well, me personally, I like SUVs, but yeah, you're right. It's a lot of pickup trucks down here. Like the further south you go down,
hmm
you know, the further you go down, the more pickup trucks you're gonna see. If
yeah,
you go to a gun range, that's all you're gonna see is pickup trucks or SUVs. If you go to Lowe's, anything like that, SUVs, pickups.
hmm
You go to a gun show, nothing but pickups, nothing but Jeeps and pickups.
You know what? That I never did before. Go to a gun show. So, like, is there like a place in which people are mostly selling their own like private collections to like other people, or can you actually get like a brand new weapon from like a because I'm not sure if like the major manufacturers even go to gun shows and sell their products. I mean, is it more to like private sales, or is it more bigger than that?
It's bigger than that. Manufacturers, they don't really sell their own guns. From my understanding, manufacturers only sell their guns directly to like military and law enforcement or private security or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they sell to regular people like me and you. But the gun shows that I've been to, I think it's pretty much the same because I've been to some like I went to one in Jackson, Mississippi. I went to one in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and those were like the one in Tennessee was really big. It was like the one in Murfreesboro was the biggest one I've ever been to.
How
But it
far is
was
that?
mainly just a lot of it's like 3 hours away from Memphis.
Okay. Okay.
So it was nothing but dealers really selling guns. It was like nothing but dealers. The only people that were selling guns private sale were like people that brought their guns to the gun show to sell it to other dealers or other people. Um, and then some dealers they had some guns for private sale, and they had some guns. You have to go through the FFL to purchase from them. So I'm assuming that those private sale guns that the dealers were doing were their own personal weapons that they were trying to get rid of.
Now, as far as the private to private sales, like, can you like do you have to have like the original bill of sale in order to sell your gun to someone else? No.
No, you just give it to them, and they give you money, and it's over.
I'm saying, but like, what if that weapon was like used for like in a crime, and you just sell that weapon to like someone else, and if someone was to get caught with that weapon, like,
I mean, how would you know if it's been in a crime if you don't have the resources to run this serial number?
um, I mean, even in that situation though, like, I mean, but the gun was never recovered by law enforcement, so how can they check to see if that gun was used in a crime?
So, I mean, are you saying that like, somebody used this weapon to kill somebody, but the thing is, how do you know that it was in a crime? Was this weapon? Because the only way you could tell is if a weapon has been in a crime or not is if the police take the serial number and they add it to the database. But then if the weapon has been used in a crime and the police have it, you know, that weapon wouldn't be released to the public unless it goes back to the original owner, from my understanding.
I mean,
Um,
my understanding though, like each weapon has its own individual ballistic type of footprint. So the
but if they don't
ballistics,
recover the weapon, how can they tell that it was used in the crime though? Because the police would need the weapon. So every bullet has like the you got the firing pin that hits the cartridge, makes it go boom.
right?
That's an indicator right there. The way that it spirals out the barrel is an indicator. The black powder that's in the barrel and it's on the gun is an indicator. But the thing is, if I use a gun in a crime and you never recovered that gun, period, how would you know that that gun has been in the crime at all? Because it's not like they gonna grab that gun and say, for instance, like I were to buy a gun that was used in a crime, but the gun never got recovered by the police. Like if the police were to recover that gun from me and run the ballistics, how would they still know that that matched the exact same bullet from a previous crime?
Because each time that the police do an investigation, they run those bullets and they save those type of um they say the information in like a database. So that way, whenever such gun does come up and they run a ballistics on that, then they could kind of match the gun with the actual bullet that was in the crime.
I mean, true, but I mean, my thing is that's what alibis are for. So it's like, okay, what were you doing? What were you doing? Say for instance, I bought a, I've always wanted a double barrel shotgun. I've always wanted like one of my dream rifles is a M1 Garand from World War II.
Mm-hmm.
Which those have been super hard to find. Like I haven't seen one in like 5 years. But say for instance, I were to purchase that from a gun show private sale, and somebody used it to kill somebody, and they'd be like, "Well, what were you doing, um, January 5th, 1999? I was 4 years old." Like you know what I mean? That's what would happen.
Right.
Or, they say it was a crime, I could just say, well, I bought this gun from this person. But me personally, I don't personally buy guns private sale because it's like me personally, and then I don't really sell guns private sale either because I don't want somebody taking that gun and going and doing this and doing that. I have sold some guns private sale, but I've only sold them to other law enforcement people. Like I sold my AR. I had an AR. I sold it to a firefighter.
Mm-hmm.
My shotgun. I sold it to a police officer. I know these people personally, but I know that I wouldn't have to do me consciously. I couldn't sell a weapon to someone without having a background check run. I
Oh,
couldn't do it.
yeah,
Me
yeah.
personally, I can't do it. A lot of people don't care, but it's like it's just too much liability because if they go kill somebody with their gun, they're gonna come calling me saying, "You sold him this and you sold him that," and I'm like, "Yeah, I did, but I didn't know you were gonna go kill somebody with it." Or or what if you kill somebody in home defense? They still gonna track down, every name that's linked to their serial number. They're gonna give them a call at the very least. If not,
Right,
bring them in for questioning. Why did you sell him this gun? Like, did you think this? Stuff like that.
right,
So
right. I mean, I'm not saying that if you're caught with a dirty gun from a private sale at a gun show that you're automatically going to be sent to prison. I mean, yes, you have to have an airtight alibi just to kind of clear your name, but the state has evidence. They have said gun linked with said crime. So it's pretty much like up to you just to kind of prove your innocence. So I'm just trying to mitigate all that by just, I mean, to me, I would just rather avoid buying guns at a gun show.
yeah, I like buying my stuff straight from the dealer. I don't
Right.
like. I don't see myself ever purchasing a gun private sale unless it's like that World War II weapon, a weapon that I wouldn't be able to get from a dealer. So a weapon like that, I would have to find a private sale most likely, or
Now,
from some type of vintage dealer.
hmm now, is there like a hobby of yours, as far as just like collecting guns and then selling them, and then you will just use that money and try to like flip that and get something else that you like for the
Uh,
time being?
it's not a hobby. It was more so like I was tired of them. Like my first AR, it's a story behind it. So I panic bought it at
Mm-hmm.
a gun show in Paris, Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was the presidential election of 2020. When isn't it when Biden came into office?
Yep, 2020.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, I don't know if Trump gonna win, or I don't know if Biden gonna win, but I know if Biden wins, we know he's notorious for being against firearms of any type at this point. And
Mm-hmm.
then, they say presidential years are always the years where it's just hard to find guns. So it's like I was looking online, couldn't find any AR parts online. So no uppers, no lowers, no parts kits. So when I went to this gun show, I bought a 7.5-inch AR, an American Tactical piece of crap. Like it was garbage, but
Mm-hmm.
I paid like $1,000 for it, and it's like a $400 gun. I paid $1,000 for it.
Oh
You
shit!
know, yeah,
Price
I was looking
gouging.
at that it had a drum magazine on it. It had a vertical foregrip and it had a little red dot sight. And this was my first AR, and this was like the second gun or third, second or third one I ever bought. But I was new to AR, so I kind of bought it. Had a cheap Chinese red dot sight on it. Like I said, the drum magazine. I took it to the range and it jammed up every single time. And that's why I told you earlier. Me personally, I don't trust drums. Um,
Hmm.
so I was like, yeah, I got to get rid of this piece of crap. Like I can't believe this gun is like was $400 6 months ago. I paid $1,000 for it. So um, I sold it for $1,000, so I was just happy to get my money back. I didn't make any profit off of it. I really lost money, but I lost money from buying like accessories and stuff like that, so I don't really count that. But
Right,
I got
right.
my $1,000 back. I had to get rid of that gun.
Oh wow, wow.
Yeah, he bought it. Um, shotgun as well. Like I was planning on buying a Benelli M4, but that went south, so that's why I sold the first shotgun. And, it's not really. I'm not trying to flip because I wouldn't recommend trying to flip guns unless you got like very high quality guns. So it's like, say for instance, the Benelli M4. If you got a Benelli M4, it's like one of the most reliable Italian shotguns on the market. It's used by the Marines. And you are a former Marine, so you know how they just give y'all. I don't know if this is true, but did they give y'all like recycled and beat down equipment and stuff like that when you were
Yeah.
in the service?
Oh yeah. I mean, the Marine Corps, they was notorious for just having like a lot of hand me downs. Like the maybe like the best branch to like get into is part of the Air Force because they always had brand new of everything. They always had like the best chow halls, the best dorms or barracks. Um, just like the regular like accessories, here and there. But the Marines, man, I mean, we were just always kind of like content with just having hand me downs. But we never really complained much about it. It is what it is. Um, yeah, Air Force and Navy. Those are the branches that like usually have like big budgets in which they just kind of like just spend on whatever. But yeah, Army and Marine Corps, they just kind of like ration out different things on what they can buy that's brand new. But but yeah, man. I mean, but yeah, we had very old M16 rifles back when I was in 20 years ago, and they were very reliable. I never had any issues with an M16, so it was good. So I was expert shooter at the time, and that was my first time firing
That's
on a
like,
rifle.
oh, what were you saying?
So that was my first time ever firing like a weapon in general when I went into the military, and maybe because I didn't have any bad habits, but I was an expert shooter. I was a natural at it at least.
Yeah, that's my thing. Like you guys have reliable stuff, but it was hand me down, so that's why I want that Benelli M4. That's
Yeah.
exactly why.
How
I'm like, I
easy?
want that gun. It's getting recycled. I know it's gonna work when I get it. But it's got a lot of good reviews on it. Like, gun community really likes it a lot. So
Now, how fast can you get one right now if you used to order it right now, or is that like a backlog on it at this point?
it's not a backlog anymore, which is why I'm kind of like waiting. And then on top of that,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not a backlog on it right now. So it was a minute ago, but it's like one thing I've learned about guns: the worst time to buy a gun is in an election year or right after a mass shooting, because the prices are going to be very inflated because they know that people are panic buying these guns. Then on top of that, um, you're not going to find what you want. Like I still haven't been able to find like a Colt 1911. I want a Colt XSE or a Colt lightweight Commander, and I haven't seen one of those since like 2018,
Talking about
2017.
talking about the pistols.
Yeah, the pistols, the Benelli M4, in 2020 you could not find it at all.
Mm.
No, you could some places, but I know I couldn't because I've been trying to wait for. Here's a hack, Sportsman Guide. If you want to get your gun, Sportsman Guide. I've sent you their website before, but
Mm-hmm.
they have it to where you can do like a 4 month payment plan, interest free on anything as long as you spend at least 150 bucks. So it's like I bought some guns off of Sportsman Guide. I bought some lowers, magazines, rations. They got everything you can ever dream of. They got body armor. You put it on a 4 month payment plan, so it's like you get $1,000 worth of stuff. Pay $250 a month for 4 months interest free.
Mm. Okay.
So I've been waiting for Benelli to hit. sportsman guide, so I can just go ahead. And then the thing is, they'll send the stuff to you like right away, as if you paid in full for it. So
Oh,
you can buy $1,000 gun, and they're gonna send, or you can buy a $5,000 gun on their website. They'll send it to you, and you just make payments of $12.50 a month until it's paid.
oh, okay, okay.
So yeah, Sportsman Guide is pretty good. They got Benelli's now. It's just that I don't. Even if I were to get one, I still can't see myself dropping like it's like what 1,500 for a Benelli. No, 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 no. 1,800. So you might as well say like $2,200. I can't drop, you know,
Hmm.
$500, 500 something dollars a month for 4 months. Not yet. I will soon, but
You ever thought about being a FFL?
yeah, I want to get my FFL. I've looked into it. It's not really that hard, but I'm just kind of focusing on other things right now.
Mm-hmm.
I've been talking to Kahar, um, been looking into like seeing what it takes to become a shooting instructor. So,
Yeah, when I got my concealed carry, I had a chance to kind of like pay extra in order to like qualify for that, but I just chose to just go there to get the qualification for the CCW, and that was it. So, but yeah, I had a chance to get qualified for that, but I just kind of passed up on it because I mean, 'cause I really didn't know how much more that I needed, but it really wasn't much actually.
no,
But
you just take the prereq course, so which shows you how to load and unload the three different types of firearms, which is uh, revolver,
Volver.
single action, double action, and magazine.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really know how to operate a single action, but I watched a video on how he did it. It didn't look hard. I know how to operate a double action revolver. Of course, I know how to operate a magazine fed pistol. But but that's just for the pistol certification. So I know with rifles is different because you got lever action,
Mm-hmm.
bolt action, and semi-automatic. And then with shotgun, the same thing, lever action. You know, then you got the brake barrels and stuff like that. So I was just looking into the pistol certification.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really hard. Like it's just literally like two classes.
Yeah, if I was retired now, man, I would be getting into that type of stuff. But like, with my lifestyle now, with working at least 40 to 48 hours a week, plus I got the kids, I got the wife, and it's just so many different things that's going on. I mean, I just don't have time to like devote like so many hours into trying to like figure out like a brand new skill of trying to be like a weapons expert. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? I mean, I'm a novice at it right now, but I would like to get more into it. But I just don't got the time at this point.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of running into. Also, I just got a new job, and I'm doing this Airbnb stuff, and I don't have time for anything anymore. Like I don't even have time to just sit down and rest, or lay down and rest. Like my schedule now, I do work. Right after work, I go straight to the gym. Right after the gym, I come straight back home and go to sleep. Shower, shave, brush my teeth, go to sleep, do it again. So I do that Monday through Friday now. I don't have time for anything. So
I mean, that's good though, man. I mean, you're still in your 20s, so I mean, you're supposed to be working literally at least 60 hours a week. I mean, whether if it's like your 40-hour regular job, and then you still gotta have time to work out and do some other stuff. But I mean, yeah, you're supposed to be busy, man. So yeah, you're supposed to have no time. I mean, if you got idle time, man, it's gonna make you get in trouble. Some random chick is gonna want you to impregnate her, and you'll be in all types of trouble.
no, I've been good at not impregnating them. I've been doing it for almost 27, well, not 27, over 10 years of not impregnating. So
Right, right,
I'm,
right,
I'm pretty careful.
right.
But one day, somebody might catch me. I'm not speaking it into existence, knock on wood. But they be kind of shisty out there. These females these days.
Is Tennessee? What's y'all laws on abortion?
Oh yeah, we're gonna probably have the worst laws when it comes to abortion because I mean we in Tennessee, so I don't even know how that recent decision in the Supreme Court is gonna affect Tennessee. Me personally, I don't really care because I've never had to pay for an abortion before. So
As long as you taking care of your business as a man, you don't got to worry about all that other outside stuff. So
yeah, I mean
yeah.
that's how I feel. I'm kind of like neutral on the stance because it's like, I don't know what I'm not a woman, so
Hmm.
I can't really relate to them on that level. But I just know me, me personally, I've never been put in a situation where, someone called me saying, I'm pregnant.
Right.
You know,
Right.
that hasn't happened to me, and it's not. It's just not. They say never, but I'm gonna say never on this one.
Yeah, I
Just,
mean, when I was your age, man, I had the same type of outlet on it. But as like an older man that's like over 40, and plus like the older I get, it seems like the more conservative leaning that I'm kind of going into, and plus I'm raising two little girls, and the way I feel about it is that I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. Like abortion since the 70s has pretty much been used as a birth control method versus
right.
versus being used for the exceptional cases, as in like rape, incest, or like the life of the mother. I mean, it's only a small portion of abortions used for that, but over 90% of abortions are elective procedures, and they really don't want to talk about that in the mainstream media.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, since we're being recorded, I don't want to speak how I really
Oh
feel about.
no, no, no. You don't have to say anything, but I'm
But,
good.
but
I'm
no, no.
good.
But I will say one thing. I will say is that you know, you got people using that stuff as regular. People that have gotten like three, four, five abortions. You're using it as regular birth control at that point, and it's like, the I don't feel like it should be banned for women that is gonna save their life, or you know, if they get raped, they should choose if they're gonna have that baby
Right. That
or
that
not.
was that was well.
Now the incest though,
Oh,
that's
right.
not the exception to me because you're not supposed to be doing that anyway.
Right. 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 I mean,
So
like I said, I mean, it's supposed to be used for the most rare, exceptional cases, but it's been used for something else since
well, the true
1973.
use of abortion is actually, more sinister than any of that. But that'll be something that'll be a conversation we can have offline.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, but I mean, like I said, you got the abortions and stuff. I don't really, I'm just neutral when it comes to that. I just know me personally, I haven't had to do that.
Yeah, same here, same here. I mean, people. Actually, my boys made fun of me because I always use condoms.
Whew,
So
man.
that's just some straight black people gutter mentality. Just making fun of a
No,
man
it's
for using
not just
condoms.
black people. Let's be honest. Like not using condoms. That's just like that's not towards one race. Like
Right, I
every.
understand that, but like
Yeah,
black folks will
white
like
people.
chastise you for using them and being responsible.
No, I've never been chastised. I've hang, I'm in frat and everything. None of my frat brothers, if anything, they say use it.
Oh
So I
yeah,
don't,
oh
you know,
yeah, yeah. Of course, yeah. I mean, maybe it's the black Yankee culture up here in which that happens, but yeah, y'all Southern folks, y'all got some manners and
Southern folks
and
don't
Southern
use
hospitality.
Southern folks don't use condoms at all. I know that for a fact. I just know I'm a different type of man. You
Right.
know, I had my I've done some things, I'm not proud of, but I just know now, yeah, it ain't nothing about condoms. Like, my younger frat brothers that came after me, they like 19 and 20. I drill it into them. Like, look, if you need some condoms, man, I will buy it for you. Like, no, no, no BS. If you down bad and you don't have no money, like, I will buy you a 20 pack of condoms and you don't have to give me anything in return.
They
I'll do
can
that
they
for you.
they can get them free at Planned Parenthood.
I don't trust those condoms. I don't trust. I've never trusted free condoms.
You know,
I've seen
I never
before.
used them. I always bought my own, so I always
Yeah.
did that. But
One
I
thing
was
I
always
was
told.
taught growing up, one thing my mother taught me, use your own. I don't use any condom that a girl provides. I don't use any condom that I didn't purchase myself or I didn't seek myself. I don't. I just. But then that goes into why I have never needed an abortion or I
Mm.
never needed this or that because I use my own stuff. I'm not like Drake. I don't put hot sauce in the condom and leave the trap for you, like some Home Alone type stuff. But
Yeah,
you
that was
know,
some straight trolling stuff that he did. So yeah,
that was
yeah.
hilarious. I'm not going. Everybody tried to talk bad against it, but I'm like, you're not talking bad about the girl that sat up there and was so thirsty she couldn't even smell the hot sauce. In like, hot sauce has a very strong smell, so how could you not smell that in the condom? you
Mm,
know. But the fact, I mean, all it
mm.
did was prove that she's over here trying to steal the sperm and get pregnant. But everyone wants to look at what he did. I'm like, well, if she wouldn't have been so thirsty and trying to, make a baby out of thin air, that wouldn't have happened at all. She wouldn't have even known the condom had hot sauce in it.
Yeah, man. With this society that we have right now, it's pretty much like a protect women at all costs. You do not speak ill of them, and no matter what egregious behavior that they spewing out there. So,
And
but
it's
but
very,
yeah,
it's very, very toxic, very double standard. Because it's like,
yeah.
you know, that's ridiculous. Like I don't care what type of logic you have. Like it's no different from literally like putting your hand over a stove, but you're surprised that your hand got burned. You did something foul and you did something behind his back, and you immediately got burned. Literally got burned from it.
Hmm.
But now you're the victim, but he's the criminal, or he's whatever you want to call him in the situation. It's just ridiculous. Like this new behavior, double standard behavior.
Hmm.
It's ridiculous, especially with the guns. Because I know you saw they just passed that assault weapons ban act of 2021, right?
Now, was that passed or right
Well,
now
it
is it
passed
is it
the House.
or it's going through the chambers right now, right? The House
Yeah, so it
passed it,
went.
but
Yeah, it went through the House, but it still has to go through the Senate. I doubt it'll go through the Senate, but in order for it to go through the Senate, it had to go through the House first, and it did go through the House. So we'll see how that goes through the Senate. But with these guns, that shooting that happened with those kids that got shot up by that 18-year-old.
hmm
Tragic. Like, and a lot of people try to say, well, you're heartless because you feel like guns still shouldn't be taken away. It's like, okay, well, what about the police officers that just stayed in the school and didn't do a thing? They were in the school, suited and booted, armor, AR-15s, and they just let him. They didn't try to breach the door. They just stayed in there and let him do what he wanted to do. He killed that whole classroom.
yeah,
So
like it was so many fail safes that happened in order for him to even get into the classroom and did what he did. Like the police, right? They of course failed to like kind of like act in a more
they
like
said those
aggressive
police
manner.
got their own children out first. Then they,
Oh,
acted
police.
like police. Which I'm gonna be honest, like if it was my child and I had the power to get them out, I would do that. But then again, they could. I feel like they had so many officers. It was one guy. They had so many officers, and they had armor, and they had all of this. Like this is what you signed up for.
Mm-hmm.
It's no different from joining the military. Like, which is why I haven't joined the military. Even if you're a janitor in the military, you still run the risk of, you know, dying. You don't have to
Yeah.
die from combat. You can die from an accident. Something can explode. I saw this one article where this mortar team they put a mortar into the round to the tube. They put a round into the tube and it exploded as soon as it hit the bottom of the tube. But you don't plan for stuff like that to happen. It was a faulty round. It's a high explosive.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that happens. The whole mortar crew died, but it's like that's what happens. You can die from sitting in your house. Your house can explode, or a tree can fall on your house. Or,
Yeah.
you can step outside. A bullet can hit you in your shoulder because somebody shot into the air. And, the bullet came back down. I used to watch this show called A Thousand Ways to Die. It made me very paranoid about death, but it's realistic. Like you can die from literally anything. So, if you signing up for something of that nature, like police or security or military, you run that risk a little bit more than just the average person.
Right.
You know,
Right. Right.
it's crazy how these cops didn't do anything, but you got all these cops that are killing unarmed citizens. It's not just black people that are being killed. It's white people that are being killed too. Hispanic people, Asian people, all of these people are getting shot and killed by police. You got some police that kill police because of friendly fire, stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. A lot of people don't understand how many people die in law enforcement and military simply from
Same
friendly
military. Yeah.
fire.
Yeah.
So, a lot of people don't understand that. But back to my point, I'm gonna always say guns don't kill people. People kill people. It's just that guns are more effective tools to kill people. So that's what makes it different. But if you look up the data, I looked up the data, and I might be a little bit off, so don't quote me on this. But more people, more people died from literally from knives, like from more people died from blunt objects than AR-15s. That's a fact. So they said the percentage of deaths of AR-15s compared to blunt force objects is like less than 4%. So
Mm-hmm.
200 AR-15 deaths per year, but we're talking about like thousands of deaths from knives and blunt objects and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was so bad that it's like more people die from car accidents than AR-15s.
Yeah, they gonna always use AR-15s as like a political football to kind of like have like a serious issue to like run on to galvanize voters. I mean, honestly, I doubt that this thing's gonna pass it through the Senate because if it gets to the president's office, then I mean he will have no choice but to sign it because all
I
the
mean, he's
rhetoric
gonna
they
sign it because he's for it.
huh he
He's
what
gonna sign it because he doesn't want people to have guns.
right
That,
right
that,
right. But what I'm saying is I don't think the Senate is even gonna have give him the opportunity to sign it because it's gonna fail in the Senate because they need an issue a hard issue to run on for 2024 along with the abortion issue as well. So I don't think that they're gonna give up that AR-15 issue, just right away. Because I mean, it seemed like every time we kind of like have time to breathe off of like a previous a mass shooting incident, another one happens, and then it's
almost makes you
mass
think that
hysteria.
it's planned.
You said what?
It almost makes you think that it's planned.
You know what? If you watch that show House of Cards on Netflix, man, it kind of puts things in perspective how like things are
With,
manufactured. Yeah, yeah.
okay.
To me, that's one of the best shows I've seen. Unfortunately, as far as them being canceled, that put like a huge damper on like the very last season. But yeah, to me, it was probably one of the best shows I've seen on TV. So if you ever happen to get a chance to see it when you got some downtime, but you hardly got downtime.
I mean, I really have to make time. You know,
Hmm.
um, yeah, I just have to make time. It really just depends on what the week is looking like. But with these guns, I kind of want me personally. I want an assault weapons ban to happen. Like I really do, because I want people to see that it's not going to change anything. Because think about it like this: the last assault weapons ban, and let's get rid of this stigma that AR-15s are assault weapons. You were in the military, so you know what a real assault weapon is. Like you know, AR-15. A lot of people think that it's assault rifle. I think we talked about this last time.
They
You
they
know,
they they think it's an automatic weapon.
Yeah,
That's the
see,
issue.
that's a common misconception, because when I had my first AR, somebody told me, "How did you get that gun?" I'm like, "I went and bought it," but it shoots so fast and it's automatic. I'm like, it's not automatic; it's a semi-automatic weapon.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people just watch the movies, and the movies do that to make it interesting. But in the military and in law enforcement, no one uses 3 round bursts. No one uses full auto.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
only entity that uses full auto is literally the film industry, Hollywood.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
only entity that does that. Now in the military, they might have, Kahar told me that the only time that they were using like full auto is if like, because he was a CB. He said is if the base was being overrun and it's close quarters.
Hmm.
So that's
Yeah.
what he said. Because I asked him, I said, "Do y'all even shoot full auto?" He's like, "Hell no! Like, it's stupid.
Mm.
It's
Yeah.
wasting ammo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ammo in semi-automatic, you can shoot it really fast. Like I've shot a full, size AR at the range before. it goes pretty fast. Like I can shoot, 30 rounds in 30 seconds.
Right,
Which is which
right,
is not even that fast, to be
right.
honest.
We call that the rapid fire segment as far as doing our qualification because we got to shoot like a certain amount of rounds, like a certain amount of time. So even though it's not automatic, we call it rapid fire, which is just as effective. I mean, the damn year as like a notch under the I guess the automatic label. So, but yeah, you could still pump some slugs down range in rapid fire. So
Yeah,
just like a pistol, you can still do it with a
yeah.
pistol as well. So
But
so
did you see that video by Coleon Noir where he showed how Biden was talking about 9 millimeter. So he shifted from ARs and he's talking about, yeah, 9 millimeter. I don't understand why people need that. It's such a high powered round. And I'm like, you literally just said this about AR-15s and now you're saying about 9 millimeter. So it's like, it shows that, they don't want guns, period. That's the thing. Like if they can ban a certain type of weapon, they're not gonna stop there. They can ban AR-15. The only difference between an AR-15 and let's just say a Glock 19. Did I say AR-19?
you said
I don't know.
say AR-15, but Glock 19.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, the difference between an AR-15 and a Glock 19 is the capacity. But I mean, with a Glock 19, you can still put a 33 round extended magazine in it. But they both function the exact same way. It takes a magazine, and the bullet goes from the magazine and feeds automatically into the chamber. When you shoot it, it makes the casing go out and it puts another one in for you. They do the exact same thing. Only difference is Glock 19 probably got a 4-inch barrel, AR-15, 16-inch barrel, 7.5-inch barrel, 10.5, etc. Anywhere between, five, who want an AR with a 5-inch barrel? That's stupid. But 7.5-inch barrel all the way to a 16-inch barrel.
Mm-hmm.
So, the AR is going to be more accurate because it's not accurate because it's a deadlier weapon. It's accurate because it has more mass on it. A lot of people don't understand that when it comes to shooting a gun, you are controlling an explosion inside of a chamber. That's literally what it is. So the thing is, you're making that explosion point that projectile to your intended target. Okay, so the thing is, the longer the barrel, the easier it's going to be to shoot at your intended target because a smaller barrel cannot contain that. I mean, it's 4 inches.
Mm-hmm.
You got 4 inches versus 16, and it is controlling explosion and pointing it. And then the AR-15 is heavier. It has a buffer tube in it.
Mm-hmm.
The buffer tube absorbs some of the recoil. That's what makes it easier to shoot. And you got a stock. The recoil goes into the stock, so you're still going to feel it, but not really. But if you have a handgun, that thing going boom, boom. It's doing it because it does not have enough mass to sustain that explosion. So
Mm-hmm.
the heavier the gun, theoretically, the easier it is to shoot. But the lighter it is, the harder it is to shoot because you got to control it with your hands versus letting the gun hold that explosion down. That's what
Right.
you call muzzle rise, horizontal recoil and vertical recoil. So, why would you want people to have guns that are harder to shoot? Look at California. The way you got to have your gun grip. So, gun grip is like normally like this. They want you to have it like that. They want you like, you can't, what am I, an archer now? Like I'm trying to just shoot a bow and arrow or something
Yeah.
like it's ridiculous. They make the guns harder to shoot. And a lot of people die just from stray bullets. A lot of people get killed based off of they're just at the wrong place at the wrong time. So it's like those people they can't even hit their own target. So why would you make a gun even harder to shoot? They're just gonna keep on hitting. You know, Nobody should be killing nobody, but
Right.
it's definitely tragic if you got somebody that try to kill somebody and they're killing the person behind them. Innocent bystander.
I mean, these
So
laws are meant for the law-abiding citizens who's not going to be worried about going out and killing people. I mean, all these criminals and degenerates, going out and shooting these weapons. They don't have weapons training. The weapons that they're shooting are likely dirty as hell. It's not like they're sitting at home cleaning out their weapons and shit like law-abiding citizens do. Because after I go from the range, after the girls go to bed, I take my time and go downstairs to my basement and a man cave and make sure that I clean my weapons after every use of the gun range. That's what I do. But like, do you think these criminals are really cleaning their weapons like that? Of course, that bullet's not going to be accurate, even from a dirty weapon, from a person who cannot shoot, who wants to shoot sideways like he a gangster. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. So this whole rhetoric about these bans is really hurting the law-abiding citizen. That's all it's
But
hurting.
it is unfortunate with these, young white men that are going and buying ARs and doing committing mass shootings. But it's like, how do you fight that? How do you? The thing is, the Constitution says the right to bear arms shall not be infringed. So, honestly, it didn't say nothing about a background check in it. But I do believe in background checks. But it's like if the person passes a background check and then they go shoot somebody the same day, how do you keep that from happening?
Right? You
There
can't.
is virtually no
Unfortunately.
way to keep that from happening because you could do a mental evaluation, which that's against the Constitution. You could do a mental evaluation. You could do a background check. You can make people wait. It's like, okay, I think New York made it to where you had to be 21 to buy AR-15 now. It's like, okay, now I can just be, instead of being 18 to go commit a mass shooting, now I have to be 21 to go do it. You
Hmm.
think that person is going to stop? Like, you think making people wait until they turn 21 is going to make them stop, wanting to shoot up, grocery stores and churches and stuff like that and commit mass murder? No, look at something similar. Look at alcoholism in America. Other countries, they allow their citizens to drink at younger than 18 ages. I want to say they allow them to drink at 16. So the thing is, they handle it better in other countries. And, I don't have the data. This is all just talk. So if anyone's trying to quote me, go look it up yourself because I'm not going to look it up. This is my opinion.
Hmm.
Uh, but the thing is, they handle it better in other countries because they don't have to wait until certain ages. Because think about it like this: if I'm 16 and I'm drinking, I'm not driving because I don't have a car. Most likely, I didn't get a car till I was 18, and the only reason I got a car is because it was given to me. I didn't have the money to go purchase a vehicle. So think about it: if you're 16 and you're drinking in your parents' house and whatnot, your parents are okay with it. You know how to manage it better
It's
because
somewhat controlled, right?
yeah, the only way you know how to manage stuff better is just getting more exposed to it. You don't manage stuff when you have a lack of access to it. That's why you got all these people. They get 18. I mean, no, not they get 21. A lot of college kids do a lot of underage drinking, but then when they get 21, they just keep drinking and drinking and drinking because it's like they never could before and they never have done it, and they're doing it in an uncontrolled environment.
Yeah.
So I mean, it makes sense why you got a lot of people that are getting drunk and they don't know how to handle their liquor, all this drunk driving and stuff, and it's like because they're so used to not being able to do it. The first thing that kids do, when they get freedom, they go experiment, they go explore. You know,
Yeah, this is why I'm think. Hey, don't call me a bad parent, but I'm thinking about before my girls go to college. I'm thinking about um, getting them wasted drunk so they can at least know how that feels. So that way, at least it'll be more in controlled environment. I can kind of walk them through the whole process. But I don't want them to get all pissy drunk at a college campus and they really don't have no idea. You
and
know,
then it is
be,
predators that try
being
to
so
take
vulnerable.
advantage
Yeah.
of you and stuff like that, which is that's very unfortunate for our women. A lot of women are molested, like literally, and it's higher than you would think it would be. I want to say like 7 to 8 out of 10 women are molested at least once in their life.
Oh wow.
It's really sad, but
Yeah.
it's good that you want to do that because they're gonna see. Because me personally, I don't like getting piss drunk. I don't like getting super wasted because it's like I don't like how I feel in the morning. I've done it enough to know that yeah, I don't want to be this drunk because I don't want to deal with the hangover. Don't want to deal with the headache. My first time that I really got drunk was in college. Yes, I was of age, but I made my fraternity drink. And, I drank it, and I drank like my own stuff, and I knew it was potent because I know the mixture of liquor that I put in it. It was all cheap liquor, bottom shelf liquor. That's all I could
That'll get
afford.
you.
I was just 22, 21, 21 to 22 years old. So I'm talking about, stuff like Burnett's, like stuff like that. Um, I woke up that morning, like that was my first time being that drunk. I woke up that morning, I felt like death. My stomach was really messed up. I had a headache out of this world. I did not want to get out of bed. I just wanted to lay there and just like do absolutely nothing.
You just laying there in pain, and there's nothing you could do about it. Nothing.
Yeah, well, only thing you can do is eat and
So,
drink water. But it's like I didn't even want to get up to do that. But see,
right.
I was younger, so I was able to do it. But it's like, I'm 26 now, about to be 27. I'm not trying to do that. When I drink liquor now, I only drink a certain type of liquor. I don't drink anything bottom shelf, and I'm getting away from mid shelf. Like I just want top shelf liquor because I know that certain liquors, they're not going to give me a headache in the morning. If I do have a hangover, it's not going to be terrible. I can just drink a little bit of water and I'll be fine. I've been drinking. I used to drink Hennessy, which Hennessy doesn't give me headaches. That's why I like it. But if you're a real Hennessy drinker, that shit does not taste good. It's nasty. It's very very nasty.
That's why I
Uh,
diluted with like Coke or something.
well, the thing is, when you mix in alcohol and sugar, that makes it worse.
Yeah.
So one thing I've been learning, because like one thing they always say in the South, like treat your women right and drink your liquor straight. So it's like drink your liquor straight makes a lot of sense because if you're just drinking the liquor and you're not adding sugar, because think about it, liquor is poison and it dehydrates your body, it takes the moisture out of your body, and then you add sugar to it. Sugar also takes moisture out of your body too. Well, the sugars that are in those drinks, like the high fructose corn syrup,
Hmm.
the white, table, household sugar, whatever. That stuff literally dehydrates your body. So you're doing two bad things to your body at once. No type of water. Um, so now, like I said, I don't drink I don't drink liquor with chasers. The only liquor I mix with something is like a mimosa or something like that. Like just last night, I had some, Casamigos, and I've been finding out tequila is better to drink than. I'm a brown drinker, but tequila is better on me than brown. Brown will always have me messed up. So I
Yeah.
drank it,
Yeah.
no chasers, no mixtures, stuff like that. And then this morning, no headache. I was a little bit groggy, but I ate some breakfast, ate me some steak and eggs, and drank plenty of water. I was good.
Yeah, man. After a night of drinking, I can't get up the next morning and like go on a run because I know I would feel it doing that run. So that's why I try to at least wait 2 days before going out and doing some strenuous like physical activity like that. I probably would just stick it on the Peloton if I was to have like a night of drinking or something like that. I think that's more of a less intensity, less impact per se. So, but but yeah, man. I mean, I always like dark liquor because they tend to not give me hangovers versus like tequila or vodka. I,
Yeah, I don't do vodka.
yeah,
Those days
yeah.
belong. I did that in college. I don't do Fireball. I don't do Everclear, and I don't do vodka.
Oh, oh man, Everclear, man.
Oh, I've drank an Everclear shot before, and I regretted it
Yeah,
instantly. I
yeah,
will, but that's what I'm saying. You do stuff like that when you're not used to liquor. I was never one of those people that was looking forward to drinking. Because I drank, you know, I drink off and on. Like it just depends. Like it ain't nothing to get some drink underage in the South. So it's like it's not like I never liked the taste of it. You know, and then some people drink because they say it increases their sexual performance, and I'm like, you just get in the gym, you can do that. You
yeah,
get in the gym, you can do it without the hangover,
yeah.
and you can remember what you were doing too.
Right.
So it's kind of funny.
Yeah. Hey,
So
you had mentioned like your frat earlier, and like, have you ever heard of Kevin Samuels?
yeah,
Yeah.
the
Okay.
Godfather.
Yeah, the Godfather. Okay, so
Yeah,
so you was watching this content. So yeah, I was just kind of curious because I'm not sure if we ever really mentioned Kevin Samuels. So he was a a frat brother of yours. Like, what you think of him? What was his message? I mean, did you kind of like agree with some of his stuff, or like was it overblown as far as the criticism that he was getting?
I mean, my thing is, it's his delivery that was off, but he did give a lot of good advice. Um, Now, some of it, he was talking crazy to those folks. But my thing is, again, if you put your hand over a stove with a fire burning, you can't be shocked when your hand gets burned.
Right,
So my thing
right.
is, a lot of people got on his show knowing that he talked like this to people. So it's
And,
like,
and, and he didn't do that unless you was disrespectful first or said something
yeah, like you
egregious
trying to talk
first.
over him, or you calling him out his name, or it was this one woman. He asked her like, you know, how much do you weigh? She was like, that's none of your business. He was like, okay, well, you can get your fat ass up off of my show. Because the thing is,
Right,
like, he,
right,
he
right.
was a he was a relationship and image consultant. So the thing is, if he's asking you certain questions, he's trying to help you. Yes, his delivery was really bad. He was very blunt. He was very crude. But the thing is, everyone knew that before they got on the show. So it's like you can't like Nicole, like Nicole and Kahar. We were on, we were on Facetime. Okay, she talked about Kevin Samuels. So one thing she said about him is that Kevin, I don't like Kevin Samuels. He said that he he talked about how high value men make all this money, and I said no, that is not what he said. I watched that episode where they talked about that. The common misconception about a high value man came from the woman, and it was women all talking about how high value men were making six figures and making a lot of money. He said specifically that a high value man is not a man that makes six figures. It's a man that is in high demand on the sexual marketplace, which means like that's a man, like a high value man is a man that is highly sought after by the majority of women that are out there looking for a man.
And
So it's a man that,
he had like his own 5 bullet points of what a high value man was. If I can remember them, I mean, you have to make $10,000 a month. He kind of like compared it to like Atlanta, Houston dollars. So if you make $10,000 a month, $120,000 a year total, you got to
you
be
gotta make that in Atlanta though to survive in Atlanta.
all right, just to even have a somewhat of a some type of middle class lifestyle, just to kind of live somewhere comfortable. But if you
Because
have like a
in Memphis,
family,
you can be a high value man with at least $60,000 salary.
okay, now, is that what a family of four though? So like if you
Okay,
got
now with
family,
family four, no.
right? So you need to make at least 6 figures. So, but I mean, honestly, no matter where you live in America, if you're gonna have like a family of four at least and try to live, that middle class lifestyle, possibly private school, 2 or 3 vacations a year,
Hmm.
and you got to pay for the kids, sporting and instrument recitals and this and that. So yeah, you got to have some bread for that. So
Yeah,
as far as his pillars for high value man, 6 figures. You got to have LinkedIn level visibility. You got to be useful for the group. You got to be accepted by the group. And I may be missing something, but yeah, he had his own spin of what a high value man is. So, but those standards are more strenuous towards the man versus any advice that he gave towards women. All he told women was just be feminine, fit, and inspirational. That's pretty much it. At
yeah,
least.
and be willing to submit. Now not every woman has to submit, but there's a common misconception amongst women my age that they want a man, a traditional man, and it was like, okay, I was raised by a traditional man. My grandfather, baby boomer, he
Mm-hmm.
was a traditional man. He grew up in that period, so
Yeah.
I know what a traditional man is, but I also know what a traditional wife, woman is. If you want a traditional man that's gonna pay for this and pay for that, you can't be living in my house and making. If I make 100 grand, you make 100 grand, but you're not cooking, you're not cleaning, you're not taking care of the kids. So it's like you want me to pay for everything, but then all your money that you're making is going straight towards your bank account, and I'm the only one that's paying for stuff. That's not a partnership. That's not a marriage to me. That's like a lot of these women are looking for father figures that they can fuck on. Like just being honest, and
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
really kind of creepy if you think about it. You wouldn't
Yeah.
fuck your father, you wouldn't fuck your daughter. So why are you looking for a man that's gonna pay for everything and not complain and you still making your 100,000. Even if the woman made less, say for instance, that's different. If I made 100,000 and my wife made 50, that's very different pay gap, but she's still going to contribute to the household in some form or fashion.
Hmm.
Just because she makes less money, and I'm not saying she's got to pay half the bills, she got to pay this, but it's like, you know, she might pay for a vacation, that we go on, or
Right.
she might you know, pay for, the piano recital, or gun lessons or archery, or driving lessons, something like that. She's
Right.
going to contribute. That's a fact in my household that I'm going to build. But thing is, it's a lot of women out there that had very unrealistic expectations on his show, and they were complaining. Like, it was this one woman, and I showed it to Kahar. Like, she said she has 3 kids, she's 40 years old, and he outright told her, he said, "You're not a high value woman." Well, yes, I am. He was like, "How?" I got my stuff together, I got a job. I'm like, he was like, "You're 40 years old, you weigh 250 pounds. You have a butterfly tattoo on your chest, a big ass butterfly." Like, I'm talking about on her chest, the butterfly
Wow.
this big. And it's like, no man that's 40 years old is gonna want a woman like you. Me personally, I'm trying to get myself to that high value status. I'm not quite there when it comes to the salary, but everything else, me personally, like, these women, they want men that don't have children, but they got children. They
Yeah.
want a man that they've been wanting, a man that will wait until marriage to have sex with them. And that was the biggest thing. It's like, you got 2 kids. Why would I wait to have sex with you?
Right. I see the evidence that you've been fucking, but I gotta wait.
That's
You know what I'm
exactly
saying?
what Kevin Samuels was saying. He was like, you gave up your womb to a man, which that is one of the highest honors to bring life into this world. That's
Right.
that's without a doubt.
Yeah.
So
Facts.
he said you gave up your womb to a man and you weren't married to him. Why would another man wait to have sex with you and you didn't wait to get married to have that child? Now, that's different if you got married, you had that child, and then y'all got a divorce. That's a different thing.
Yeah.
But it's like, but then again, let's be honest. Ain't nobody waiting till marriage to have sex. Ain't
Oh,
nobody doing it
not in
anymore.
2022. I mean,
So,
people.
so why would
Pe-
I wait? Period.
yeah.
The only women from my experience that make you wait to have sex, that's all they have to offer. All they have to offer is what's between their legs. That's the highest value thing, because I don't see sex as a incentive. I don't see sex as a means to, well, I don't see it as an incentive, because a lot of men would be like, okay, I'll pay for your nails, you give me some pussy. I'm not like that. I'm not finna do that. I'm like, you pay for your own shit, because sex in this world, the only thing that's truly an even exchange is sex. Because I get to be inside of you, you get to have something, you know, I get the feeling of being inside of you, you get the feeling of me, vice versa. Now, there are a lot of men that just have sex and they bust that, they rub it, they get it out of them, and they don't pleasure their woman. Now, that's a different story.
Hmm.
But my thing is, you still getting something. Sex is the only even exchange ever, unless everything else is not an even exchange. If you want a traditional man, it's not an even exchange. It's just like a segregation of duties type of deal. I pay the bills, you make sure, or I give you the money to pay the bills, you make sure the bills are paid. Like, that's what a traditional household is. The man didn't pay any bills at all. All he did was just put the money in the account, or whatnot. But he gave the wife the money. She made sure those bills were paid. She made sure that the kids had, meals. She made sure that her husband had a meal when he came home from work, because he's at work all day.
Yeah.
She made sure that, certain things were done around the house, like, if they needed a plumber, she's the one calling the plumber. Being a traditional woman is a full time job. That's why they did not have jobs. But then again, also the biggest reason why these women did not have jobs is because the economy was different. Y'all are talking about an economy that was post World War, pre World War II, post World War II, where you can get a carton of milk. You can get a gallon of milk for 5 cents. you can get a burger for a penny. You can get a soda for 5 cents. The economy was different back then. We're not in the same economy that we were in 1942. We're just not in it. We're in an
Yeah.
economy now where both the man and the woman has to work. So the whole idea of a traditional man, traditional woman,
It's never coming
is
back. It's
impossible. The
never.
only way it's possible if you find a man that makes so much money to where he can pay for the both of y'all. But think about it like this: if I made 120,000 like Kevin Samuel said, and the wife didn't work, we wouldn't be living that lifestyle. What you just said, 2 to 3 vacations a year, private school, because we would have to split that 120,000 amongst 4 people.
Right.
The
Right.
only way you can have a man that can be a traditional man in this society, you need a man that's in that top 1%. The
Right.
top 1%, you have to make. I want to say you have to make like either no 20,000. The top 1% of America, you make $20,000 a month. That's $240,000 a year. You might as well say it. That's $250,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
That's a CEO. That's a entrepreneur. That's a business owner.
Right.
There's
And
not that many people like that out there.
and those type of people don't have time for like leisure to like kind of like be all up under you because I mean you're not gonna see this man if he's making that type of money. He's gonna be so busy that if you're gonna be home with the kids, then you're not gonna have time for the whole. Hey, let's go on a picnic. Let's go watch a movie. Let's go do this and that. I mean that man is
But that's
busy.
how it was back then too.
So 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 you got to be a special type of woman to even accept that deal, even if you was to attract a high value man. Do you have the temperament to be with him, knowing that he not gonna have time for you like that? That you got to hold down the household, hold down the kids, make sure
When he's
that
ready to have sex, you got to be ready to have sex.
right. See, they don't want to have that conversation.
Because a
I mean,
lot of women,
obviously they
see
didn't
sex,
want to have it with him because he was telling them the truth.
right? A lot of women see sex as incentive, and it's like they're gonna see it like that because since the beginning of time, there has been a thing called prostitution.
The
So
oldest profession.
the thing is, you got a lot of men that are controlled by the little head and not the big head. So they're willing to spend money to have sex, to get that feeling. They're willing to buy this and buy that or give a woman this type of experience just so they can have sex with them. See, I'm not one of those men. And Kevin Samuels, he was talking about those men. They don't see sex as a reward. It's a lot of men out there that are like dogs. Like they do something, they get a reward. They do something, they do this trick right here. They buy you this purse, they get a reward. They pay for your hair, they get a reward. Stuff like that. I
Yeah.
don't want a woman like that that incentivizes sex.
I mean, sex, especially within the confines of a marriage, sex is not a reward. It's a duty. If you're that
Sex,
type of dude, sex is a duty. So, but
because it's like, how
yeah.
would you want me to stay faithful to you, and I can only get sex when you feel like it, or I can only. And I'm not condoning adultery at all. I do not condone it. I feel like if you get to that point, you just need to let it go.
Right.
But the thing is, why would a man want to be with you when he always got to be on your good side, or you got a lot of women that are wrong but they don't want to be wrong. So it's like I can't prove that you're wrong. I can't say that you're wrong. I got to buy you this or buy you that. I got to take you on vacations. I got to make sure your hair done, your nails done, your feet done. I got to buy you a car when you want a car. I got to buy this, buy that, earrings, necklaces, this, and that, and then I get sex after doing all of that. And
Yeah.
me, my money is hard earned. I own a business. I'm not dropping money on anybody because it's like, why would I pay, $500, for safe or pay $1,000? Why would I pay $1,000 for us to go out of town for the weekend when they can go towards my business?
Yeah. See,
I got a
you,
whole, I got a
you're
whole
thinking.
hospitality business. I just spent, and then even now that I'm bringing in money, all of that money is going towards the business. I'm not even seeing any of my money. It's going straight towards managing my business. So it's like a
Yeah.
thousand dollars. That's a month's worth of bills for me. Why would I spend that for a weekend with you just to have sex?
Yeah.
It's not a
You're
good
speaking truth.
proposition.
Yeah.
Like
Hey,
it
hey,
makes no sense.
hey. So speaking of your business, what type of amenities can I expect if I stay at your spot?
I mean, snacks. cleanliness. Everything has been modernized.
Yeah.
Comfortable bed,
Yeah.
you know, sheets comfortable, sheets clean. I clean everything myself. Or I use my sister. I got a cleaning company, but I've been doing everything myself lately because it's like, I when I got into this business, I was like, because I've used Airbnbs before, so I said I would want this to be something that I would want to stay in when it's my time to, book an Airbnb. So that's
Okay.
that's what you would expect. So my standards are pretty high. Like, I do a lot of quality control over here. I'm gonna keep doing it until I find someone reliable to, clean it. Because I do want to get it to where this is automated, where I don't have to come over here.
Right.
'Cause, I'm gonna be home right now, watching like, some YouTube or some anime or something like that, or a movie, or just cleaning my room or something like that. I would rather not be here. But
Right.
for now, it's something I got to do. But it's I got nothing but 5-star reviews so far.
Oh, that's
So
good. And how far are you from Beale Street?
8 minutes
Drive or walk?
drive.
Okay. All right. All right. Yeah. Hopefully, man, I have some time to come down there and see how you operating. Cause man, I haven't been in Memphis since shoot maybe 2008. I think. Yeah. I think it's
Oh,
been a
that's a
minute.
long time.
Yeah, it's
Was
been a
that,
long time.
what you call it died?
Uncle George.
No, he didn't die in 2008 though.
Oh no, I didn't come down there for that, but I came down there on like a random weekend. I think it was like a Memorial Day weekend. I want to say I think it was like 2005. I think that was it because we had went in '04 for the reunion. Then I believe I went the very next year.
I think I
And
was at the reunion. Was it? Did we ended up going to Leanne's house?
yeah, yep.
And we went to the air show in Millington.
I didn't do the air show.
I think I went to that though.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, man. It's been a minute. Yeah, I definitely want to go down there, man. Cause yeah, I always like Bill Street. I thought it was cool. Cause I like going to that Wet Willie's.
Yeah, it's just a smaller Bourbon Street. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They still got those kids out there doing flips and stuff.
I don't. I think they be there during the day, but I be seeing them. But I don't really like Beale Street. I'm sick of it.
Mm-hmm.
When Beale Street now is just for like broke people. I'm gonna just keep it. I'm gonna always keep it 100. But Beale Street is for 18-year-olds and broke people, people that can't afford to get into a club. Beale Street does have clubs. It's white people that go there too. So it's like all the white people, and then you got the tourists, but then everyone else is just pretty much broke. These are the people that you wouldn't see in a club because they can't afford it, and then the people that you would want to avoid as well. So I personally don't enjoy Beale Street at all anymore.
Okay.
Uh,
How often do you go to a Grizzlies game?
I haven't watched basketball since Kevin Durant did that bullshit that he did that year that they was gonna beat Golden State, and then the very next year he joined them, so he could have beat Golden State, and he joined them like like a soft ass. But
Damn,
that
since
was the last.
2017?
Yeah, that's when I stopped watching basketball.
Oh wow. Okay.
Now I've been watching because of Ja Morant, of course.
Oh yeah, he's a beast, man.
I thought about buying some season tickets because of him.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I'm still thinking about it, but I mean, they pretty much sold out of every seat that you would want to have.
As long as y'all have him, man, because he got that Allen Iverson type of like following now.
Hmm.
So yeah, he's definitely gonna be a superstar at least for the next like 12 years, as long as he's healthy and everything. So, but yeah, I like his
Yeah,
game.
that's the biggest thing. Like, I feel so bad for Derrick Rose because Derrick Rose is like one of the best point guards of all time, in my opinion. He played at University of Memphis.
Yep.
Then he went to the Bulls right after, but I think he's from Chicago, right?
Yeah, he went to Simeon, and I saw the championship game against Kansas, and I hated that they lost because they had like a 10-point lead with like a minute and a half left, and they just blew it. So I,
And it's
I
just
felt
like,
bad for him.
he just couldn't stay healthy. Like that was the only thing. And like I'm like he's the youngest MVP. And no one will ever be an MVP younger than him. I don't see it at all.
Yeah, and we're talking during
He
the
like
age of LeBron James and D Wade at the time. He won MVP over those guys when they was teaming up. So, but yeah, I mean he
that's what I'm
definitely
saying. Like, and then he made
definitely
it to the
good.
playoffs. How old was he? Was he like what 23 when he became MVP?
Like maybe
Hold on,
younger
I'm
than
gonna look
that
it up.
because I think he made MVP um his third year. I think it was his third year. 'Cause he got drafted in 2008. He was MVP 2011, the same year that the Heat lost to the Mavericks. So yeah, it was his third year that he won MVP.
Okay, so he got it 11 years ago. So he got it in 2011.
And when he got his first knee injury, it was so much of a freakish injury in which they had like a 10-point lead against the Sixers. It was the first round. Bulls were the first seed, Sixers were the eighth seed. And once he went down, the Sixers ended up beating us in that series. So
Mhm.
had Thibodeau not ran his guys to the ground like he always did, because he practiced these guys as hard as he could. I mean, I understand like the mindset. Yeah, he is like an old school coach. I mean, yeah, you kind of want to push your guys, but he literally ran them to the ground even during practice and
So
playing these guys heavy minutes. You said what?
Derrick Rose was 23. So
Yeah. Okay.
no
Okay.
one's gonna beat him for the youngest MVP. That's never gonna happen. Like I'm calling it now.
Yeah. Probably not. Probably not. Yeah.
So
Probably
like
not. So.
I was really sad. He had so much explosiveness, so much skill. He can dunk on a 7 foot center. He can cross you up. He can shoot a three. He can shoot a deep three. He could drive to the hole.
Yeah.
What could he not do?
Yeah, he was probably like the first spawn of like the super athletic point guard, because after
Yeah,
Derrick
because Russell
Rose,
Westbrook was one.
Westbrook was after that.
Yeah,
Yeah. So,
yeah. And
hey
now
man,
like Lillard.
yeah, yeah. You know, with Lillard, I like his game, but he's like you're gonna rot in Portland, just like J.R. Smith recently said. So,
Uh,
but I mean, he's up there in age, though. I mean, he got so much mileage, so I don't think he's gonna do anything in Portland. I mean, Portland, they got a somewhat of a okay situation because I like Chauncey Billups, so we'll see as coaches gonna elevate these guys. They got Anthony Simmons that they just signed into a long term contract. So it's all about who else is going to go to Portland versus going to these other more better cities to play in. I mean, Portland is cool and everything, but West Coast city. But I don't think Portland would draw so many like top tier free agents like that. So most of those guys go to the major markets like New York or Miami or Oakland, LA. So that's what most of the guys are going to. So
right.
So yeah, man. Hey, that's all I got, man. I appreciate you taking the time out to have a conversation about some firearms from everything. So, but yeah, is there anything that you want to spew out there before we head on out?
That's it.
That's it.
Go to bed soon.
Yeah, man. Hey, when the next time you coming to Chicago, man? Because we definitely got to hit some range time.
I don't know. I'm gonna really have to see because I'm trying to go out the country for my birthday. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. And then I mean, it really just depends on shoot, if I can get my money up and not my funny up. Really,
And when is your birthday?
October.
Okay, what are you thinking about going to?
I don't know. I just want to use this passport that I've never used.
Um, I could give you some recommendations.
I mean, I was thinking maybe I wanted to go to Japan, but Japan those flights are like 2,000 by themselves. I was thinking about maybe Thailand because everything's really cheap out there. I was thinking about Dominican Republic. I was thinking about Mexico. I was thinking about Canada. Canada's pretty easy fly. Mexico and Canada easy pretty. I mean, pretty easy to fly into because we touch them. Kind of scared to
Now,
go like over, the ocean to another country, and paranoia start kicking in.
I mean, you're not over the ocean that long per se because of like these specific routes that you have to take to even go to Europe. I mean, it's not like you're over the Atlantic for like 6 hours. It's not like that. So like you would fly up to the northeast towards like Greenland, and then once you are over the ocean, it's not really that long. So you would have to look at the actual like flight plans online just to kind of get a feel of how they kind of like do flights overseas. So like you won't be over the ocean for like 6 7 hours.
Yeah. So what are your recommendations?
Now now how tall are you? 6'1"?
6'2".
6'2"? Okay. Now I never been here, but I've heard a lot of great things about it, and that's because of like my military connections. But I would guarantee that you will fall in love with Thailand. Go to Thailand.
Yeah. See, my frat brother, he has like 4 Airbnbs in Thailand.
Okay.
He
Okay.
charges like $30 a day to stay in them.
Okay.
So like we could literally stay there 5 days for $150.
Go to Thailand. Go to Thailand. I heard nothing but great things about it, and you're guaranteed. Well, you plan on staying out there for like a week if you're gonna make the trip.
Yeah, if I make a trip like that, I need to be there for at least 5 days.
Okay, go to Thailand, and for what I was told about Thailand, you will literally constantly run into nothing but nines and tens. They go be
Not.
they are gonna be hounding you for your attention.
I saw the videos and I'm like, I don't know about that. They were talking about, oh, BBC. And then one girl grabbed him by the balls, and I'm like, oh my goodness. It's like,
Hey, hey, you know what,
that's
man?
all my friends
You're
talk
still
about.
single. You have no family. While you can, go to Thailand.
Yeah, that's on the list. But
All right,
I
man.
don't know. It don't do anything for me, to have women throwing themselves at me. You know what I mean? Like, it's really, for me, it's a turn off. So,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I forgot, man. Y'all are pretty boys, man. So yeah, you kind of used to all
uh,
that.
yeah, yeah, we're almost like rock stars, celebrities.
Right, right, right. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
But I mean, I was like that before I pledged. So,
Hmm.
I just, it's like I like what I like, but I don't like people because it's like, okay, if you throwing yourself at me, who else you throwing yourself at?
Well, what the thing is though, like, yes, you probably used to nines and tens here, but you don't get the attitude out there. That's all I'm saying. It's totally
Oh, I know the
different.
attitude out there is totally different. What very submissive. If I don't, I want to go so I can just see certain sights. I'm not. Surprisingly, a lot of people don't think that about me, but I'm not motivated by women at all. Like, vagina does not motivate me at all. I have to
It
like a
shouldn't.
woman.
Right, it
Yeah,
shouldn't.
it shouldn't, but it's a lot of men out there that that's their primary objective every single day. Like, who am I gonna fuck next, basically. But
Hmm.
that's not me. So I'm gonna see if it's certain sites to see out there. But the main reason I want to go out there because I can stay in an Airbnb for $30 a day. A condo for $30 a day
Yeah.
with an ocean view. So it's like I heard just everything was cheap. So I'm like, okay, the most expensive thing that'll be that I would have to spend on this trip is like airfare.
Hmm. Yep.
So that's the main reason why I want to go because you pay $30 a day for somewhere to stay. I know you paying $10 a day to eat.
All right. All
So
right.
I'm like that could be like a $300 trip. Minus the airfare, but I wouldn't mind paying $300 to eat and sleep. And get good views and look at nines and tens all day
Right.
with different attitudes. So
Now, just to ease your mind, just like go online and look up like different flight routes to like Europe and everything, and you will see that the flights is not as stressful as you perceive it to be. So, well,
yeah,
yeah.
I'm still new to flying. I caught my first flight in January of 2020. Then COVID hit right after that. So
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah, I hadn't been on a plane. I've only been flying for 2 years now, going on three. So it's still pretty new to me.
Before it's a long trip like that, make sure that you get you a couple books. Make sure that you drink some liquor because you just kind of calm you down. And Make sure that you got a tablet to watch some movies, and I'm pretty sure you will get some rest. So, but yeah, just try to keep your mind occupied, and make sure that you do drink though. Definitely drink, especially going overseas.
Okay.
So yeah. So all right, man. Hey, thanks for the conversation, man. And yeah, we'll definitely reconnect sometime soon.
Okay.
All right, man. All right.
Right.
All right. Peace out. See ya.
Peace.